All right, welcome back for another episode of the CBSI Hot 10 show. I am back from vacation, and COVID's not going to stop me from bringing you the list that you guys have been expecting week in and week out without fail. With that said, hopefully you're enjoying all the content here on the channel, and make sure you guys stick around for the Get Off My Lawn show right after this is done. And if you want to see this week's hottest books, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and we will be right back.
Notable sales.
Our first book.
All right, Black Cat 50. Here it is, White Heat. This book is a great book. It's a rare book. I have a friend who has a decent amount of these books, and he bought them around the 2014-15 era. Well, he's doing pretty good. This isn't his book, but this one is sold for $14,401, which back in that 14-15 era, it was $1,650 for this. There was just to temper you off real quickly, there was a 6.5 that sold recently, and that was around, what was it? Yeah,
21K.
21 was it 21? And there also was a 3.5 that was around 9. So like when you're looking at that 9 for a 3.5 for a 3.5,
I think it was a 3.0.
3.0, 4.5 is 14.01. I mean, dude, big jumps here. If you got in on these early, good for you. If you're staying in on them, good for you, because they do not come up a lot. I mean, they don't come up a lot.
It's nice when they do, though. It's nice when a level gets set. You know, it's when something hasn't sold for years and years and years. You know, it's nice.
I just know a lot of the guys that I know that collect these, that had these, and were in early on them. There was, there's a couple of them. Like Sean has a couple copies of this, and I think at the same time, one of the what were the brothers' names? They used to buy them back and forth all the time, outbid each other when they were a lot cheaper. Yeah. No, you know which ones I'm talking about. But either way, so they used to bid John Z. They used to bid outbid each other all the time. Z-Boys and Sean used to outbid these early on in the 15s and 16s. And they keep them. I mean, I don't know if the Z-Boys still did, but I know for sure Sean has. So it's hard for these to come up. It's good to see them come up, but it also increases the rarity of the amount of times it's going to come up. So there you go. Wow, that was long-winded.
That's all right. It was a nice big book to talk about. It's all right, because the next one is just an oddball kind of sale out of nowhere.
Yeah, good old Teen Titans 27. We've been seeing a lot of Nick Cardy on the list lately for notables. Probably because of the breadth of his work. He did a lot. Everything Golden Age all the way up through. But Teen Titans 27. This is a 9.8, sold for $4,300, and there's only 3 9/8s on the census, and this is the only one that's a kind of a registered sale somewhere. So again, we got a kind of a set and a standard for a book.
That's crazy. I mean, just to have a 9.8 in this book, not to mention I mean, when you think about it,
there's a lot of black on that, and a white spine. So
this is about 1970-ish, somewhere around there,
it's
right?
1970, right?
It is 1970. Yeah. I mean, can you believe how old this is now?
Yeah. It's older than me.
Yo, it's getting old out there.
It's getting old.
Great. I mean, we see Silver Age in high grades every now and then, but some of these books, for some reason, there's very few of them.
Again, I'm just thrown by the fact that a file copy was only a 9.4, and that thing only sold for under $200, and that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Well, you should crack it, press it, clean it, scrub it, rub it, throw it back in there, and try it again. I guess. Or not.
Like I say, the census means something. When there's not many up there at the top, and it's it's a notable book.
Yeah, definitely interesting. But that's it for our notables. Let's get into our main list.
Number 10.
Up first, one of my favorites, Silver Surfer. Why go out and buy all the female surfer types when you can go and get the OG? Just get regular old Nor and Rod. I say Rod. I know people say it's Rad. I don't know. I always read it as Rod. But original Silver Surfer, Jack Kirby, Stanley Goodness. Sales are up 250%, which sounds like a huge increase. But realistically,
how much is that, Pete?
It was like 6 sales last week. This week, 15.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. It's a great
for the
watcher
price of this
there.
book. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it really is. This is
because
like
these weren't
your
cheap sales.
$20 or $40 book. Yeah. These are your
Minimum.
$1,000
There's
books.
a few $100. Even
Mhm.
beat copies, like crunchy,
Yeah.
beat up, looks like a old lunch bag copies that are maybe poor. Those sold for a couple $100. So 8.0 sold for 4,600, which ain't too bad. Again, highs and lows. It's not near all-time highs or anything like that, but it's just the sheer fact that we're nearing 20 copies sold this past week. That's impressive for a book like this, at least to me.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially that moves. I mean, it moves regularly, but
It
usually
does.
the regular is like 5 to 6, not
exactly
15.
Well,
so.
nobody said we're not seeing the regular surfer as well.
That's true.
250%, huh?
That's what I got. That's what my math works out to. But let's see what our next one is.
Number 9.
Off the outside looking in.
Mad Max Fury Road, Furiosa. That's one shot. The trailer dropped. The book's going to move. I mean, I don't think anyone was really expecting the trailer to drop when it dropped. And I think it caught a few people flat-footed, and now they're playing catch-up. And 20 plus sales at a high of 30. You could still get this book around 20 to 25, sometimes sneak it in around 15.
Yep.
9.8 sold for 135. I've seen a few up there for around 160. So there's a bit of a range popping around in there. What
do you think that 9.8 is going to end up when they give like the full on press right before the movie comes out? Do you think we're going to get up to 200?
I don't know what we do anymore. Does it go up again, or is this the trailer drop? So
I don't know. We've seen some that have gone up to the point of the show or the movie coming out. So that's what I'm kind of saying. Like with this new market, this is something we have to think about, because 135 doesn't. I mean, that's nice, I guess, but like that doesn't seem. It's like $100 after grading and shipping what you profit on the book. It seems like it's still maybe even at 160 does seem like a more fair price on it. Not that we're supposed to get commentary on that, but I'm just saying it's a very interesting book to see here at a 9.8 going for 135.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people are just playing catch up on it. Either you had it sitting in a box somewhere, or now people are playing catch up on it, and
Don't forget the other one. This was one of the one shots. Also keep an eye out for that.
There's two other one shots.
Yeah, that Nux and a Morton Joe.
And then the Max one as well, which wasn't a one shot. I think there were 2 issues.
Yeah, exactly. And some second prints. This even has a second print too, that you can go and track down if you are a second print collector.
Sweet Vertigo.
But with that said, let's move it on to our next book.
Number 8.
You guys can make fun of me.
What is this?
Yep.
It's Doctor Who. Doctor Who making the list. Issue 1 from what
was that? Probably need to cut this and do that again. That's not good.
What are you talking
Whatever that joke was. What is that from Halloween?
What kind of nerd tool was
Doctor
that?
Who. People who know Doctor Who.
Why are you holding up a little thing that's cylinder shape and vibrates? I do not want to know about that. Please.
That said, this book, 20 plus sales, Raw's hitting about $20. CGC 9.8s are around 100. There's actually a few sales of 9.8s for about $100. Yes, this is on Disney Plus now, so it's got a wider, broader audience reaching to this old BBC show that's been around since JFK got shot. Like that's how long the series has been around.
He has a scarf. He has a
that doctor had a scarf. The current doctor, again, there's multiple iterations. Right. It's the way they handled recasting the main character.
What's with the blue thing in the background? That looks like it's a teacup that's eating a cookie.
An alien. It was a kid show. This was a kid show.
Okay.
For the UK, this was a kid show. Sci-fi kid show. It's pretty solid though. If you don't watch it,
losing viewers with every word, Pete. Losing viewers with every
word. Yeah. Not even the first appearance. The first appearance is what Marvel premiere. I forget the number. 857. I think it's 57. But anyway, this book has been selling this week, so make sure you catch up on the show.
It's eye catching and it's Doctor Who.
Maybe it's selling because of the.
You see a number 1 on it. Yeah. People.
Yeah, Doctor Who. Give it a try. Not the comic, the show. That said, let's get on to our next.
Number 7.
Hey, let's get some Art Adams back in the list.
There you go.
So, Venom 28, 125 Art Adams. If there's an Art Adams 125, there's a chance it's going to sell well and show up on a list. This is doing it. 30 to 35. I mean, the volume hasn't been, a horse race.
No,
But you know, it's still moving. It's still moving above ratio.
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
Did Venom not miss neck day, or does he have an ascot? Which one is
No,
it?
no, he's just he borrowed that from Neil Adams' whole.
traps. You got the traps going on.
He uses the thing where there, and then you put the weight on there, and you just
He's doing that one, that thing. a lot of that one.
Mhm.
So yeah, Art Adams. You know, I mean, there's always an artist that tends to be hot with ratios for a while, and right now
it's
it's
right now.
Art Adams.
This is his run for sure. The regular
No,
book,
it's
I mean,
not.
this is what the Black Widow stuff is still going on inside of it. So yeah, there's people reading it, but grabbing the Art Adams cover.
People like their symbiotes.
They do.
Number 6.
Sister.
All right, here we go. The Uncanny X-Men 239. If you like cover appearances, first cover appearances, this might be for you. If you like do the little cartoon, this might be for you. And if you like the Goblin Queen and not enough clothing, then this might be for you too, because that's her first appearance there. As you can see, it also has got extra hips in there and maybe under boob. So 25 plus copies sold this week. Raw highs at the $40 mark. This, X-Men 97, the animated series, they're redoing that. A lot of excitement around it, obviously. Sinister had a big part in that. Going to have a big part rumored in that. And maybe a little bit of the Queen. I think that's the question, because we'll see another. But I think this one has to do with Goblin Queen. And
he has a haircut you can set your watch to. It's important.
But we don't get enough. We got another one for you.
Number 5.
All right.
Back.
So if you do not believe that you have to be on the cover to make it a first appearance, then you get the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, Uncanny X-Men 221. Not one of my favorite covers, but one of my favorite characters is inside. This is 35 plus sold here, also averaging around $40. However, the newsstand highs are $115. So if you got those newsstands, if you're a newsstand collector, now is not the time to buy this.
Yeah. Even the direct highs were like 60 to 70 this week. The average was around 40.
Around 40.
This sells in mid-grade too.
It does. It sells in a bunch of different grades.
Yeah.
Well, especially when it's graded.
This book always moves.
Yeah, good book all the time. It's all the time.
time.
It's out there. Plus long shot in the corner market. What do you need?
It's one of those range-bound books that always, drops a little bit, then it raises a little bit, drops a little bit.
Excited for the animated series. Cannot wait.
Yes.
Hope we get Sinister. A good Sinister.
All right, let's see what our next one is.
Number 4.
It's a repeat.
Our next one's number 4. So we got Miles again.
There's another third. Yeah, another 30 sold this week. I mean, it's up to $50, $60. You were right last week when we, Joe and I think Bruce were talking about it, that I don't get this cover as much as other people, I guess, do. They love it, apparently.
It gave me a little bit of a aha feel at first when I first saw it.
Yeah, it does.
But sometimes people like the cool little minimal covers. Plus, I don't know. I mean, it's nice to see a Miles book hit.
Yeah,
kind of randomly for no reason other than
the cover. Yeah.
But again, most of the sales this week are around that $40 mark. But the last few, it started getting that 50.
It's ticking up a little bit. Yeah, it's
trending up.
It's got a little fever.
A fever for some more covers.
Yeah. So let's see what our top 3 is for this week.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Oof. All right. Stray Dogs number 1 by Tony Fleece and Trish. Apparently we didn't forget Trish this time. This is the deal with Stray Dogs number 1. There's something that was linked to it from the production company saying that they're doing more. It's moving down the line. I don't think we ever gave up on this, because we did talk to some people that said it was still in production. They're just waiting for the writer strike to be over. Writer strike's over. We're getting more news on it. There you go. But people must have forgot about it, or they just remembered it, because now they're getting 40 plus sales on A and B, just the A and B covers here for Stray Dogs number 1. Raws are selling between 15 and 20. Remember, those Stray Dogs had all those, just the B covers alone had all those great homage covers to them. So make sure you're out there looking for those. They might come out a little bit more now. honestly, I think at the height of the hype, it might have been a little bit higher for some of those.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, definitely was.
so now's might be the time even just to get them out because people are going to start selling them again. So there you go. Good news. Good news to friends of the show, friends of the channel. There you go.
Lots of covers.
There
Lots
is
of
a lot of
exclusive.
covers.
Lots
Yeah,
of.
I mean,
They're great covers. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're fun.
There are a
great
lot of
covers.
good covers.
I mean, I think that's part of it too. I think like when you see this, when you're like, oh, $15 to $20. Yeah, but for how many covers there was out there? There's a lot. There's a lot.
You'll also be surprised. Some of those exclusives that were super, super duper expensive, they're down here too. Like,
yeah. Well, there was a lot of volume of it in itself,
mhm.
but it's good. I mean, it's good to see. It's
Yeah.
good that it's still moving forward. This was a great story. You know, shout out the now SNS boys too. Loved it, and yeah, if you don't have it, buy it.
Yeah, see where this one goes. Up next,
Number 2.
oh boy. So news today, Monster in My Pocket is going to get a live action adaptation out of Will Smith's production company.
That's what everybody wants.
Monster
Those
in
are-
My Pocket.
Those are words. Those are words being said.
This thing has cleared today. Again, we're filming this on Thursday. Just today alone, I've noticed over 30 sales. All the cheap ones are gone. All the $3 to $4 ones gone. Now they're starting to go $15 to $20 all of a sudden. We'll see where this one ends up by the time we hit tomorrow. But wow, mad rush for Monster in My Pocket.
How much you want to bet they're going to focus on the tentacle monster in the pocket?
Come on, let's face it. How many of these things get attached to a name and never go anywhere as well? Maybe this will, maybe it won't. But you attach a well-known name to a forgotten property, and it's going to move, especially when it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Also, too, like in these let's be honest about the last couple of weeks, besides the Silver Surfer news, a couple other things, the Stray Dog thing we just talked about, and everything else, there hasn't been a ton from 3 weeks ago when everything dropped. So, like, this is a new flavor, right? Everybody's been eating vanilla and chocolate ice cream for a while. All of a sudden,
every spider character and every surfer character they can find now. Ooh.
Oh, there's something different.
Now you're tasting some strawberry and you need an EpiPen.
Yeah.
It's
well, I was gonna go with Superman, but that's okay. Blue Moon, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it's a little different flavor, so of course it's selling. There you go.
Yeah, so let's see how that goes, which leaves us with our final book.
And our number 1.
Number 1, Spiderman Noir. Also news this week that they're adding a second showrunner who helped out on, I think he ran Punisher. So he's going to help out on this Amazon show or series we're supposed to be getting for Spider-Man Noir.
Netflix Punisher.
Yeah, Netflix Punisher. But this has been expensive for a while. So yeah, Raw's still hitting $150 to $200 this past week. It's just notable to me that 9/8 is $360 last week, and then one sold for around $5, and another one sold for $575 this week.
Good for you.
Spider-Man does what Spider News does. It just moves these characters. I mean,
and there is a variant for this, but it's lagging well behind. Just out of coincidence, this is like an $80 book. It's under 100 for whatever reason. I just noticed the variant cover is less than the cover A. So everyone's focusing on
you can go buy 80 monsters in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's as we say, they want a different flavor, and then they go back to the same thing again. A little bit of spider flavor.
A little bit of a spider.
A little bit of Spider-Man flavor. So
people love the Spider-Verse. People love spider characters.
They do.
It's tangible. It means something.
Still, a lot of dollars being thrown around.
Yeah.
But with that said,
I'm excited
that was our list for this week. Make sure you guys stick around and check out Red Sonja on the Get Off My Lawn show starting right after this. And check out all of the stuff on the channel. We'll have SNS on Saturday, Tales of the Dark Side on Sunday. Monday, we'll start the week anew, and then hopefully I've shaken this Kofi bit.
Joe, I cannot believe that the old men are going to cover Red Sonja. I can't believe that's a favorite. I can't believe that.
Vampirella a few weeks back.
I can't believe it. I could not. Yeah, Vampirella was a shocker too. Big surprise.
I'm show running. I
Right,
get to,
there you
I
go.
get to choose my
It's
topic.
the Dirty Old Men Show coming up
Big
next.
surprise. I think we need to change the name to the Perverted Old Men. There you go.
Hey,
What?
Red Sonja is a cherished character.
She is, by many.
Always in a bikini on a tiger. Mhm.
All right, we'll see you all next week.
What else you gonna wear?